next guest has a few thoughts on the recent budget. She is a Conservative Party leadership hopeful in town this week on the heels of Jean Charest's campaign kickoff last month in our city. Leslyn Lewis joining us this morning. Thank you for taking some time for us, Dr. Lewis. And for those of our viewers that aren't familiar with you, just give us a snapshot of your politics and some of your key concerns.
Yes, so I am the voice that I believe will be representing Alberta. I understand the issues from an environmental perspective and also from an industry's perspective. I have owned my own business and I understand what it is to generate wealth. I also see that Alberta has the third largest accessible oil reserves on this planet. And I believe that Albertans should have been more of a part of the budget. They have a great opportunity to help us rebound from COVID. And I think that we're missing that opportunity in not incorporating ways that we can develop our natural resources while protecting our environment. And I see that as missing from our budget.
Dr. Lewis, there is a view by some, if we just sort of look a little bit more holistically within the Conservative movement, that in order for this party to win, to defeat the Liberals in the next election, that the leader needs to be on the more moderate side of the Conservative spectrum. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, a leader has to represent everybody, and everyone has an opinion. I have my opinion. People know that I'm pro-life, and I respect those people who are pro-choice. Actually, I have a lot of friends who think very, very differently than me, but we have healthy conversations. We're respectful, and as a lawyer, I've always been able to represent all of my clients and treat every person with equal dignity and respect. We need a leader that's going to lead for everyone and not going to impose their position and their views on others. I agree with you on that.
Pierre Poilievre seems to have quite a bit of momentum. We've seen a lot of coverage of some sort of big turnout for his campaign events. I mean, give us a sense of why you think you'd be better and what you think you have to do to beat him.
I've had very large turnouts, standing room only at many of my events. And I think that my background is somebody who comes from industry, someone who has created wealth, someone who has represented corporations, someone who has a broad base experience, not just someone who has been a politician all their life. I think that's very, very important, that Canadians are going to need somebody with a broad base expertise in order to rebound this country from COVID and build prosperity in this land.
And then finally, Dr. Lewis, you know, a lot of pundits and experts in the political field sort of said last election that the Liberal Party was vulnerable and could have been beaten, and yet it wasn't by the Conservative Party. What do you think went wrong, and what needs to be done differently to change that outcome in the next election?
Well, I think it's very important that we have to listen to our base. We have to listen to those people who are electing us. And we have to have concrete policies, and people have to have confidence that we are going to stick with what we say that we're going to do. And I think that I've been a person that has demonstrated that, and I will continue to do that.
Okay, I know it's been a bit of a whirlwind few days for you, so we do appreciate you taking time for us this morning. That is Conservative Party leadership candidate Leslyn Lewis.
Thank you so much for having me today.
Thanks. Thank you.